A long time ago, when Israel was ruled by kings chosen by God, there lived a young shepherd named David, a man who began to rise above all others in the kingdom. He was no ordinary warrior. He was brave, faithful, and filled with an unshakable faith. His courage captured the attention of everyone. When he faced a giant Goliath with nothing but a sling and a stone, David became a national hero. The people loved him, and even the most seasoned soldiers respected him. But as David's name grew in glory, King Saul's heart filled with envy and fear. Saul saw in that young man not just a loyal servant, but a threat to his throne, his pride, and his power. Amid this tension, an unlikely friendship was born, a bond stronger than blood and purer than gold. Jonathan, the prince of Israel and son of King Saul, found in David a brother in spirit, bound by faith and mutual respect. They made a covenant of eternal loyalty, but that friendship would soon be put to the test, for the king's jealousy would turn into deadly hatred, and David would go from hero of the people to enemy of the palace. The heart of Saul, once guided by God, was now consumed by darkness. With every victory David won, the people sang, "Saul has slain his thousands, but David his tens of thousands." Jealousy grew silently within him, like a fire that burns from inside out. Saul began to fear that David might be the one chosen by God to take his throne. Blinded by rage, the king gave a terrible command. "I want David dead." The palace, once filled with music and faith, became a place of intrigue and fear. Jonathan heard his father's command, and his heart was torn in two. He loved his father, the king of Israel, but he also loved David, his faithful friend who had done no wrong. Driven by justice, Jonathan went to David and warned him, "My father wants to kill you. Hide yourself, and I will speak to him." And so he did. Jonathan stood between the king and the warrior, between hatred and innocence. In the field, before his father, Jonathan spoke with courage. "Father, why do you wish to kill David? He has served you faithfully. He risked his life against Goliath and brought victory to Israel." For a brief moment, Saul's heart softened. He replied, "As surely as the Lord lives, David shall not die." For a short time, peace returned to the land, but it would not last. The evil spirit returned to torment Saul, as David played the harp to soothe the king. Saul took his spear. In a fit of madness, he hurled it at David. The spear flew through the air and struck the wall. David escaped by a thread. That very night, David fled. His wife Michal helped him escape through the window. To deceive the soldiers, she placed an idol in the bed, covered it with blankets, and said, "Don't enter, he's ill." When the men returned and discovered the trick, Saul's fury burned even stronger, and so began the endless pursuit, the king hunting the very man God had chosen. David fled until he found Jonathan once more. In anguish, he asked, "What have I done against your father, that he seeks to kill me?" Jonathan tried to calm his friend, but soon realized the danger was real. Then, before the Lord, the two renewed their covenant. "May the Lord be witness between you and me, and between our descendants forever." It was a vow of love, loyalty, and faith. To uncover Saul's true intent, the friends devised a secret signal. David would hide in the field. Jonathan would attend the royal feast and watch his father's reaction. Then he would shoot arrows. If the arrows landed near, it was safe to return. But if they fell far away, David must flee, for danger was certain. At the new moon feast, David's seat was empty. On the second day, Saul asked, "Where's the son of Jesse?" Jonathan calmly replied that David had gone to celebrate with his family. But Saul exploded in rage. He called his own son a traitor and hurled a spear at him. It was then Jonathan knew his father's hatred could not be stopped. The next morning, Jonathan went out to field with a young servant. He shot the arrows far away. It was a sign for David to flee. When they were alone, David came out from his hiding place and bowed before Jonathan. They embraced and wept, for they knew this would be their last meeting. "Go in peace, my brother," Jonathan said. "May the Lord be between you and me, today and forever." And so David went into exile, and the purest friendship in the Bible was forever written in the pages of history. Subscribe and comment, like and follow us on social media. Comment your name so you can appear in the next video.